My best friend's ex-boyfriend took my phone at 2 a.m., saying I was obsessing over finding her, while hiding my dead best friend's bracelet in his car. When I demanded he explain, he smiled and said, "This is for your own good." That was 18 months ago. Yesterday, he tried to bargain with my parents, begging them to make me stop. My best friend is the reason why I believe that soulmates don't always have to be romantic. The first time we met at summer camp, we made each other friendship bracelets that we swore to never take off. So 5 years later, when search and rescue found her bracelet tangled by the lake, I knew my other half was gone. It didn't matter how many times I heard the words, "It's not your fault." I felt like an unaliver every single day. Matthew started showing up 2 weeks after the memorial service. He dated Sophia sophomore year for like 3 months. Ancient history. But suddenly, he was at my door with a Starbucks coffee, oat milk latte, 2 pumps of vanilla, exactly how I liked it. "Thought you could use this?" he said. I wanted to tell him to F off, but Mom practically pulled him inside. Dad kept patting his shoulder and saying how mature he was for checking on me when he was grieving too. They were drowning in their own fear about losing me to depression, and here was Matthew throwing them a lifeline. 2 weeks later, he had his own key. My parents were obsessed with him bringing dinner and making sure I actually ate. "Such a good boy," Mom kept saying. "Going through the same loss but still taking care of our girl." I was too dead inside to care that he'd basically moved in. I spent every night texting Sophia's number about stupid stuff even though she'd never answer. Sometimes I'd hear Matthew downstairs making my parents laugh and I'd literally want to scream, because how could anyone laugh when Sophia was gone? School became Matthew's domain. He drove me there every morning and rearranged his whole schedule to match mine. When I kept Sophia's side of our locker decorated with photos from the swim team and homecoming, he sat me down in the hallway. "This isn't healthy," he said while taking down her pictures. "She wouldn't want you torturing yourself." The worst part was how he'd sigh whenever I cried. "You're disrespecting her memory by wallowing." So I learned to cry in the shower. I wore her hoodie under my jacket and listened to our shared playlist with earbuds he didn't know about. Everything shifted the week before my 18th birthday. Mom mentioned my grandmother's trust fund over dinner and how it would help with college. I barely heard her, but I saw Matthew's eyes light up before he caught himself. That's when I started things. How he'd ask subtle questions about the amount.